Good morning students. On behalf of Dr. AQ Khan School System Kuhat, I welcome you to this video lecture. In this video, we will be discussing subject mathematics of grade 7, unit number 3, decimal numbers, exercise 3, question number 4. Now question number 4 is about the approximation of the values or rounding of the values. In the first column we have different numbers, and in the first column we need to round off these numbers to the nearest whole number, and then to the first decimal place, then second decimal place, and then 3 decimal places. So look at the first column. In the first column we need to correct to the nearest whole number. Now to the nearest whole number, this means that look out for the decimal point, and to the left of this decimal point we have digit 3. So this means that we need to round off this number to this 3. Now after this 3 we have the digit 1. You should encircle this digit 1. Now look at this digit 1 which is encircled. If this is 5 or more than 5, you need to add 1 in 3. This will become 4, but here in this case this encircled digit is less than 5, therefore 3 remains unchanged. We will write 3 over here. Now the next one is correct to 1 decimal place. Now we need to correct or round off this number to 1 decimal place. Now this is the decimal point. After this decimal point, this one is the first decimal place, 1. So you need to underline this one, and after this one you can see there is this number 2. You need to encircle this 2. Now this encircled digit is less than 5, so 1 remains unchanged, therefore we will write 3.1, and this is the answer. Now if you look at the third column, the third column is correct to 2 decimal places. Now we need to correct this 3.1276 to 2 decimal places. So after the decimal point, 1 is the first decimal place. Now this 2 is the second decimal place. Alright, this 2 is the second decimal place. Now after this 2, there is this digit 7, which is more than 5. This means that we should add 1 in this 2. So this 2 will become 3. So the answer will be 3.13. Now the last column is correct to 3 decimal places. Now correct to 3 decimal place means this one is the first decimal place, this is second, and this is third decimal place. So you will underline this third decimal place. Now after this 7, you can see the next digit is 6, which is more than 5. Therefore you should add 1 in this 7, so this will become 8. So the answer will be 3.128. Now coming to the second part, 312.76. Now we need to round up this number to nearest whole number. To the nearest whole number, this means that 312, because after this 12 there is a decimal point. So to the left of this decimal point we have the number 2, digit 2. So we will round off this number to this 2. Now after this 2 there is this digit which is 7, and this is more than 5. So we will add 1 in this 2. So this will become 3.13. Now correct to 1 decimal place will be, in this case now we will actually round off to the first decimal place, which is 7. So you need to underline this 7 digit, and after this 7 you can see there is this 6, which is more than 5. So you will add 1 in this 7. So the answer will be 312.8. Now correct to 2 decimal places. Now the 7 is the first decimal place, 6 is the second decimal place. So we will round off to this 6. So after this 6 there is no digit, which means 6 remains 6. So you will just write 312.76. Now the third column is correct to 3 decimal places. Now in this question, in this number, there is no third decimal place. So therefore what do? We just write the number as it is, 312.76. 0.76. As there is no third digit, so we will just write 0, and this is it. The third one is 1.00125. Now correcting this to the nearest whole number, again just look for the decimal point, and to the left of this decimal point there is this one, so underline this one. We need to round off to this number, so after this one there is 0 which is less than 5, so 1 remains 1. Now to the first decimal place, the first decimal place is 0. Alright, so what do? You will have to underline the 0, and after the 0 there is this another 0 which is less than 5, so this 0 remains 0, and you write 1.0, and this is the answer. I hope you have understood the concept behind the rounding of the numbers. So I'm just moving forward now. Correct to the 2 decimal place. Now correcting to 2 decimal place means you need to round off to the 2 decimal place. This 0 is the first decimal place and the second 0 is the second decimal place. So you will round off to this 0 digit. After the 0 there is this 1. So which is less than 5, this 0 remains unchanged, and you will write 1.00. Now to the third decimal place, this is first, this is second, this is third decimal place, you will round off to this third digit which is 1. Now after this one there is this number which is 2, which is less than 5, so 1 remains unchanged, so you will write 1.001. Now coming to the fourth part, correct to the nearest whole number. Now after, look out for the decimal point to the left of this decimal point, there is 0. So we need to underline this 0, and after the 0 the next digit is also 0 which is less than 5, so 0 remains 0. You will just write 0 over here. Now to the first decimal place. First decimal place is 0, and after this 0 there is 1. 1 is less than 5, so this 0 remains 0. Now in this you can either write 0.0, or simply you can just write 0 in the answer. 0.0 is also 0. Now to the 2 decimal place, correcting to 2 decimal place, this 0 is first decimal place, this one is the second decimal place. So we need to underline this one, and after this one there is 2 which is more than 5, so 1 remains unchanged, so you will write 0.01. Correcting to the 3 decimal places, the third decimal place is 2. After this 2 there is 5, so you will add 1 in this 2, this 2 will become 3, so we need to write in the answer 0.013. Coming to the last part, 0.0125. So correcting this to the nearest whole number, so this is the first digit which is 0. So after this 0 there is another 0, so the 0 remains 0. Now correcting to the first decimal place, as the case was in the fourth part, the answer will be either 0.0, or you can just simply write 0. Now correcting to these 2 decimal places, the second decimal place is also 0. After the 0 there is 1 which is less than 5, so 0 remains 0. Now in this case you can either write 0.00, or simply you can write 0, because 0.00 is also 0. Now correcting to the third decimal place in this case is 1. After this 1 there is 2, 2 is less than 5, so 1 remains 1. So you will write 0.001. So this is how you round off the numbers. I hope you have understood this question. If there is any question you can ask me. Until then, take care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz.